Rude man is going in a taxi with his girlfriend. Suddenly, his wife comes in front of the taxi. Driver quickly stops the car. Rude man says, "What is this woman doing here?" Girlfriend says, "Do you remember I told you I had a surprise for you?" Man asks, "What have you done?" She says, "Yes." Man says, "Are you crazy?" Girlfriend says, "Get out of the car and tell your wife the truth. Otherwise, you will lose me forever." Man says, "I can't do that." Taxi driver gets out of the car and says to the woman, "Madam, you can't stand in middle of the road." Woman says, "Can you help me?" Driver asks, "What kind of help?" Then woman shows him a photo and asks, "Have you seen this man anywhere?" Driver looks at the photo, then looks at his taxi, returns the phone to her and says, "I want to help you, but I need to go to my car once." She says, "Okay." Then driver goes to the car and says to the rude man, "Step out of the car for a moment." Rude man says, "No, I won't get out." Driver says, "Your wife needs you." Man says, "Just take us away from here." Driver says, "If you don't get out, I will force you out." Girlfriend says, "Let me get out. I will talk to her." She gets out and goes to the man's wife. Then rude man gets out and hides behind the taxi. Driver tells him to face his wife. Then wife sees him and walks toward him. She says, "I never thought the man I loved so much would betray me." Rude husband says, "I don't love you. I never did. You disgust me. I am only with you because of the baby you are carrying. I love this girl, and I will marry her." Wife says, "Get out from here." But rude man stands there with his girlfriend. Then taxi driver takes the pregnant woman home. A few days later, rude man sees his girlfriend sitting in another man's car. He runs to her and says, "Explain yourself. Where are you going?" Girlfriend says, "There is another man in my life. I am going to live with him." She leaves the rude man and goes away. Then rude man becomes sad and goes to his first wife's house. He knocks on the door. Woman comes out. He says, "I came to say sorry." She says, "There is no need now. You came too late. I got married, and this man is now the father of my child." Rude man says, "What is he doing here? He cannot be the father of my baby." Woman says, "Leave my house." Then rude man walks away. If you agree with woman's decision, please like, comment, and share.